Well, howdy YouTube, Unky Joe here, Unky Joe's Playhouse. Today I want to finish the media server setup video. We kind of got stopped in the middle of the Emby configuration, and I wanted to go over that with you. And I had a comment in the comments section. Somebody was telling me that Emby is much better at matching Plex on the videos and audios, and disagreed with me on that. I seem to think Plex does a better job. And in this video, I'm going to show you why I think that. The proof, as they say, is in the pudding. Alright, so I've had some comments on my media server videos, and one of the comments that just kind of... Pardon me, I was adjusting the gain. I've got Plex up here and running right now, and while I didn't want to get into a pissing contest with people, sometimes people post things in the comments section, and I don't think they think before they do, because facts are just what they are. They're facts. So this is my initial setup of Plex and Emby on that media center, and I wanted to show the two of you. Both Plex and Emby are using the same location for the files, and I wanted to show you. Initially, I haven't done anything to Plex with the matches, and as you can see on Plex, we have Dead Men Tell No Tales did not match correctly. Doctor Strange did not match correctly. Let's see what else here. Superman did not match correctly. The rest look fine. Now, this is just the initial setup. In other words, I've installed Plex and I've set up the libraries and told it to go out there and find the titles. And so it's done a pretty darn good job. This is what I was alluding to in my previous video where I said I thought Plex did a better job at matching content than Emby did. Now, let's go over to Emby and let's see how it did with that same library. And as you can see, it incorrectly matched Doctor Strange. But you notice the other thing it didn't do correctly is it didn't match Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2. We've got duplicates of Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. It did not match Jurassic Park. Let's see, Lego Batman versus Superman. It did not match that correctly. We've got two Men in Blacks. What else do we have? It didn't match The Mummy. It didn't match Pirate's Curse of the Black Pearl, Dead Man's Chest, etc. And this is exactly, and Sherlock Holmes, Game of Thrones, it didn't match that correctly. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. I just think, well, the proof is in the pudding. You can see it here for yourself. Out of the box, Emby did not match these videos anywhere near as well as Plex did. And this is what I was saying in my previous video, that you may have a little more trouble getting Emby to match videos. Now, how do we fix that? So in Plex, in order to fix a mismatched video, you simply come to the title, click the three little button, and come here to Fix Match. Now, this can take a little bit of time. I won't lie to you there. It can take anywhere from a few seconds to, I've had it take up to a minute or two to try to match. And as you can see, this is the location of the video. Pay close attention to this. It's on the M Drive Videos Action Adventure Dead Men Tell No Tales.mkv. And as you can see, it's given me quite a few options here. All right. And so the third one down here is Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales. So if I click on that, you'll see how easily it matches and goes out and corrects that video. Now, while it's doing that, let's come over here, see if we can find Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales. And it looks like there's Dead Man's Chest, Pirates of the Caribbean. It matched that one just fine under Emby, so I don't need to worry about it under Emby. Let's come back to Plex, and you can see now it's finally matched it. Now let me show you how I fix Doctor Strange. So I come to Doctor Strange, and then we'll compare it over in Emby, what I have to do. So you click on this button here and go to Match. And let's see what it comes up with. And you can see the naming convention I use. Well, I know that this Doctor Strange was in 2016, so I'm going to click on that. Let Plex go out and get the clip art. Then we're going to do the same thing under Emby. And there it goes. So now it's fixed Doctor Strange. So now let's go out to Emby. And let's go up here to Doctor Strange. And let's see what option we have here. So we click on the 3 button. We don't have a match button here or anything like it. We could edit the metadata, edit the images, or identify. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on identify. And you can see immediately it brings you to this little search bar. Now, Doctor Strange you can see it's on the same path as it was for Plex. They're using the same shared library. Now watch what happens when I start typing in the name. So I'm going to type in DR. Now keep an eye on the background behind me. And you see how the background just changed? So if I come off of identify, I have to click it twice, and you'll see now it's opened the video itself. It didn't match it. This is the little bug I was talking about in Emby. It's been on there for the last 2 or 3 versions. They haven't fixed it yet. So I'm going to go back again. I'm going to go back into Action Adventure. I'm going to go back to Doctor Strange, and I'm going to go to Identify again. Now, just to show you it's not a fluke, I'm just going to start typing in DR space, and you see it jumps off of there, and we'll see if the background changes. Not this time. So now I'm going to start typing in the rest of it. So we'll do Doctor Strange. Click on search, and it finds it. And then I can simply click on it. Now, so it does work. But as you can see, if I click on it again, go to identify. So what I try not to type the titles in if I don't have to. But the nice thing is you saw that Plex just put that in there automatically, the title. Now, one way around this is I could just come up here and click on the title, right-click copy, and then paste it to this field. Click on search, and it'll do the same thing. And then I can match the video. All right. Now, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. You can see it's matched it here under Plex, Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But if I come here to Emby and click the 3-button menu and go to Identify, if I start typing in GUARD, and you see it jumped off the field now. Just so you can see that. And now the background, nope, it's not updating. So let's see if we get anything with Guardians. Yes, we do. And then I can click here and I can match it. So it's a minor annoyance, but it sure would be nice if Emby could see to get that fixed. I don't know why it's doing it. Does it in every browser I've tried. I've tried it with Internet Explorer. I've tried it with Chrome. I've tried it with Edge and Firefox. And no matter what, you start typing into that field to match the name. So it just makes it, if you're not paying attention, you're a keyboard typist like I am, and you're not paying attention to that screen, it'll jump off it. It just makes your life a little more troublesome. So much easier to match, in my opinion, videos under Plex than it is under Emby. Well, it's happened. I finally got Emby up and running on its feet, and it appears to be doing just fine. Of course, I'm direct streaming a couple of videos, one to our TV in the bedroom, one to the living room, and one here in my office. All 3 are playing on, for want of a better word, Roku's. And you can see one of them is transcoding, and that is Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, because of course it is a VC1 encoded video. And it's actually making use of the NVIDIA encoder decoder here, as you can see, or here we go, as you can see when I put my mouse to it. The other 2 are direct streaming, and the only reason they're direct streaming is because I did not turn on subtitles. So Turning on subtitles on a video that would normally direct stream will cause it to transcode, depending on your format of your subtitles, of course. And here we are over on the actual Windows server itself, which I know I had spoken briefly about changing it over to Synology, but that was a joke because I wanted you to be part of my OCD. As soon as I get a project done, I want to change it. So we didn't. We're still running DriveBender. In fact, this is a new version of DriveBender. I believe it's 3.6. My license still works. I bought a 3-user license years ago when I first learned about DriveBender because I liked it so much, and they've honored the upgrades on it. So I'm on the current version of DriveBender. You can see it's got 3 different files open. And that's the other thing I like about DriveBender. You can see at a glance what kind of throughput you're getting on there. And then on the task manager, we're looking at the NVIDIA encoder is being pegged out at about 73%. Now that GeForce GTX 950 is a much more I know it's an older card, but it's an even more powerful card than I thought it was. This card will also decode H.265, some of the variations of the H.265. I did not know that. So, good card to have. CPU is only at 28%, but that's because, if we go up here to the processes, you'll see that Blue Iris is running on this unit as well. So this is my surveillance unit, and it's my Emby Plex streaming media server for music, video, and other entertainment. And it's handling the load just fine. It's in an environment I like it to be in, which is Windows, so I can run all the Windows software that I have, like Core Temp or Open Hardware, or I can get the status of my hard drives. In fact, we'll go over here with DriveBender just real quick and take a look, see how the hard drives are doing. So Smart's reporting is excellent. This gives you some various information on the hard drives and the temperature, how long it's been powered up, etc. Go on to the next one. This is a 3 terabyte drive, one of the ones that was donated a few months ago, and you can see it's only been up about a year. The third hard drive, which is a 4 terabyte drive, and it's been up about 2/3 of a year. And DB4, which is this? Another 4 terabyte hard drive. That one's been up 244 days. So another reason I like DriveBender, I can see this at a glance. And you'll notice I've got some file duplication going on as well. So I was able to pick and choose what files and folders I wanted duplicated, and it just took care of it automatically. So it's handling the load just fine. And one thing I noticed I didn't have set up on here, because I've gone through another iteration of Emby on here. I was testing some stuff, so I need to get my devices set back up for live TV, so I'll just let you come along with me. I'm going to pick that one, and then I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to add another TV source. And these are the HD Home Run devices from Silicon Dust. So you create your, or install your 2 connects, and then do your guide data provider, and you need an Emby Plus account to do this. So we choose United States, and then we want to do Emby guide data. And we need to enter our postal code and choose our lineup, which is going to be a local over-the-air broadcast, enable for all tuner devices, and click on save. And then it will go out and get guide data in addition to streaming these 3 videos. So once we get some guide data in there, we'll go out and look and make sure that's working properly, and then we'll consider this project complete at this point. All right, so that took less than 10 minutes. Actually, I was really surprised that it updated the guide data that quickly. Let me go to my local MeTV affiliate here, and we'll see if we can't tune in a channel and give you an idea how long that takes, even on a fast Ryzen 5 machine that's only a couple of 2 or 3 years old. And I'll have to dump the volume on this, and we'll only be able to, sorry about that, we'll only be able to show it for just a couple of minutes, but fair use, YouTube. But as you can see, it's doing fine. It's streaming the video, and right down here you can see it's MeTV is playing. It is transcoding. It's converting it from MPEG 2 using NVIDIA's encoder decoder, and converting it to H.264. And we're still streaming we're direct streaming 2 movies, or direct playing and transcoding 1. And let's go look at our server, and you can see our NVIDIA GPU is down to 3%, so it's hardly even putting any stress on it at all. And FFmpeg is hardly using anything of the CPU, that is. The performance is mainly tied to the NVIDIA GPU, just like we want it, just like we had planned for. And as you can see over here, Dry Bender, our surveillance is still running on here. As you can see up here, Blue Iris, it's handling the load just fine. And if we come back to our live TV, we'll see that the Love Boat is playing. So, all is well with Emby. We're done, I hope. Now don't just take my word for it that Plex does a better job at matching your media than Emby does. Just look at my setup. Now, this is a clean install, remember. I have put everything in there that needs to be. So the only thing I've fiddled with is under Action Adventure. I tried to match a couple of those programs. So let's see how Emby did out of the box. So let's go to Animated and see how many mismatches it had. So let's see. Got that right. Got that Little Mermaid is wrong. It didn't match 101 Dalmatians. Didn't match Charlie Brown Race for Your Life. Let's see. It got some of the Toy Stories wrong. Let's see, what else? Let's go to Comedy. It got the wrong Addams Family. It shows 2 gold members instead of an Austin Powers and an Austin Powers gold member. It didn't match Baywatch. It's got 9 to 5 as Christmas 9 to 5. And while I can't necessarily blame that on Emby, I guess I can, because Plex doesn't have this problem. Mouse Hunt, it didn't manage. Look at all these that are unmatched, just under Comedy alone. And again, I'm not beating up Emby, but if Emby wants to be more popular than it is, it needs to address some of these issues, like the matching. I'm still a big fan of Emby. I love Emby. My spouse loves Emby because it gives you more detail on the movie, and we're kind of movie buffs. So let's go out and look at Drama. Again, it didn't match Airport. And if this were a matter of things being labeled incorrectly, then Plex, you would think, would have the same problem. So I'm just taking you through all of these to just give you an idea of, it didn't match Mary Poppins Returns. That's the wrong line. Well, no, that is the right Lion King. That's the wrong Beauty and the Beast. It didn't match Dumbo or Christopher Robin or Pete's Dragon. It didn't match whatever movie this is. It didn't match The Jungle Book. Let's go under Fantasy. It does really poorly under Fantasy as well. Alice in Wonderland, it thinks that's the animated version. Fellowship of the Ring. It got some of the Harry Potters, got some of the Hobbits wrong. So I'm just saying, and this is frankly where most of your work is going to be, is correcting these problems. Now let's go look at Plex real quick. All right, so here we are over at Plex, and you can see right off the bat. I mean, look, I don't see a single mismatch in here. It got all my Jurassic Parks right. It got all my Pirates of the Caribbean right. Okay, it didn't get Superman right, so that's a negative. Now let's go look at Animated. Under Animated, it got it right. There's only one Toy Story 4. It matched my Shreks. Let's go under Comedy and see how it did under here. We've got, let me close this down. So there's Addams Family. It got both of those right. It got my Austin Powers correct. So if it were a naming problem with Emby, then why did Plex figure it out? It matched Baywatch. Let's see here. What else? Freaky Friday 2. It got that. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Compare that to Emby. And this is, I haven't done any of this. I haven't edited any of this manually. And Plex used to have this problem as well a couple of versions ago. Plex was kind of sucking at matching titles, but it's gotten much better. So whatever algorithm, look, there's hardly any mismatches under Drama at all. Now let's go to family. You'll remember we had trouble matching the items under family. See, it got the live action Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin. It matched every one of these correctly except for James and the Giant Peach and How the Grinch Stole Christmas. But it got Dumbo, it got Pete's Dragon, got Jungle Book. Let's see how it did with fantasy. Because even, no, it got the Hobbits. It looks like it got them all correctly. The Huntsman, Maleficent, Matrix, Troy, Tuck Everett. Yeah, it got them all. Even got horror right. It got the two things right. So, your mileage might vary, but when people come onto the comment section and say Emby does something better than Plex, and I know damn well it doesn't, I want to show you. It's my job to show you what it is I'm talking about. So there you go. For what it's worth, I wanted to make this second Emby video just so everybody saw me take this thing to completion. I'm not going to let a hard drive shut me down, a hard drive failing. And even under Drive Bender, it was trivial to replace that. You just remove the drive. It moves the data onto other drives. You replace the drive, and then at night, Drive Bender in the background after midnight balances the drives automatically. So it was trivial even to replace that hard drive. And these are the kind of things you're going to run into when you use older equipment or equipment that other people have used. And I do appreciate the donation of the drive. I did get almost a year out of it, 6 months, a year out of it. And I'm very thankful that people take the time to send me gifts like that. It really does mean a lot to me, and it does help out with the channel. So, but we'll be ordering probably a couple more 4 terabyte terascale drives to replace those 3 terabyte drives. I have this thing about odd size drives. I like even numbers, not odd numbers. So I would never buy a 3 gigabyte or terabyte hard drive. I'd have bought a 4. I know it's crazy. So, but anyway, there you go. But this is a good reason to run both. Run Plex and run Emby. They're both about $5 a month, or I think $40 or $50 a year. And I think Plex has a lifetime membership. Emby may as well. I don't know. Go check it out for yourself. Why not? But why not run both? And then you have a failover. One thing that Emby doesn't do, well, there's 2 things that Emby doesn't do. One, it doesn't collect your data. I like that. I don't know why Plex needs to know what I'm watching and report it to people, but that's when you sign that agreement, when you click on that agreement, that's what you're agreeing to. Emby doesn't do that. Emby does a better job of displaying information about the actors and the movie and histrionics and that kind of thing. Emby, what else does Emby do well? I think their interface is easier to use. It's not quite as polished as Plex, but Plex has introduced some complexity into their interface. You have to pin things to your home folder. My spouse doesn't give a shit about that. Just throw something up on the screen that says, here's your animated movies, here's your comedies, that's the way we're used to doing things. And this old dog don't want to learn new tricks. And the other thing that Emby is much better at is if you haven't prepared your Plex for an internet outage, you need to do that. In fact, if I can remember, I'll put it in the notes down below how to do that. Because if the internet goes down, and it used to quite a bit out here because we're in a rural area, you'll lose connection to your Plex. You just will until the internet comes back up. Emby doesn't have that problem. It's not dependent upon the internet to run. Now, if you lose your internet connection for more than 3 or 4 hours, I would imagine the Premiere features will maybe shut off. I don't know. That's something I need to check. But anyway, there it is. There's Emby. There's Plex. Why not run them both? I mean, if you want to run a home theater system, have the best of both worlds and see which one you like best. Your mileage might vary. So there you go, YouTube. We certainly hope you found the video entertaining and informative as always. And it's nice to see the media server come through to completion. We got all our ducks back in a row. We got our drive array set back up. We got Emby, Plex set up. We got our surveillance system on there. I'm happy, finally. So anyway, if you found this video useful, entertaining, and informative, please donate if you're so inclined. We take PayPal. We take Patreon. And if you can't afford it, don't worry about it. Just having you as a subscriber is good enough for me. So make sure you hit the notification bell, give us a like, leave your comments down in the comments section. And don't forget, we'll see you on the other side.